Hey boys and girls, it's Sir William of York here, and we woke up this morning, logged on to YouTube, and saw that we are apparently got put on Domisum, which I think is pretty cool. We've been on Domisum a couple times before, but it's been a while, so we thought it would be fun to review this game. We gave our top lane counter pick in this game because we thought we were playing against Rise, basically. They early picked Rise, and we ended up going against Irelia. I was very proud of this game. I mean, I didn't play perfectly by any means. There were a couple of mis-executed fights, but I was very proud of this game because I hate this matchup, and I played it relatively cleanly. And I believe I've also, every time I've played against this particular mid laner, Ragoon, in the past, I think he's beaten me. So this was my first time beating him. In terms of runes, very simple. I've been doing this rune setup. I've been starting to build Roa again. Jack of all trades versus Cosmic Insight is just a preference thing. Jack of all trades gives you a little bit more CDR in the early game, which is nice because you don't get as much CDR in Roa, and it also gives you just a little bit more stats, right? And then I've been experimenting with going an ability haste shard. I don't think it's actually that good in this game. I think matchups where you want to go it are matchups where your QCD matters a lot early. Things like LeBlanc, AP mages, that sort of thing, right? So in the early game, just let the wave come into you, and every Irelia I've ever seen goes Q, 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 Q's on your face level 1, because she can outtrade you, she can outsustain you. So I'm expecting this. My goal here is to try and hit the first 3 melees and her, get a first strike proc, and then slow her so I can run away. She gets Q in 2 autos. Now, that may seem annoying, it's really not the end of the world. It also makes the lane push into me, which is what we want, right? Don't want Irelia to have the ability to freeze the wave on her side. So past this level 1, I'm just trying to get XP for anything that dies, because my one ability is on CD. Irelia is a little bit of a Thanos champion into you. You can only do so much. So what I do there is a little weird. Trade autos with her. I don't necessarily love how I play that under the tower. I just get an auto on her because she walks up for... She walks up to hit the tower because she's trying to greed for plates, basically. I'm just going to hit her. We walk into the E, so she takes a tower shot. Which is maybe dangerous. She probably could have killed us there. But if she kills us there, she's like trading 1 for 1. I don't know. Irelia always does way more damage than I think she can do. She actually ends up taking a base, which I think is interesting. Because I don't feel like it's a very good base. She bases and just gets Cull, I think. Yeah. Whatever. We've gotten that minion. And then we're not walking up for the cannon. We're going to take way too much damage for it and probably die. We're just going to try and get XP. So we try and communicate with our jungler here that we do not want to fight this. Our top laner TPing back. Mid lane has 0 priority. But she takes a tower shot, so that's good. And there's really not too much I can do to help him out at this point. And that was a tragedy. I think I might walk up and slow them or something, but like there's not... I don't remember what happens. Looks like Riven ends up rotating, so they feel like they have to back off, because Riven's strong, she just got a kill and she just base. My ADC runs TP this game, and it ends up biting her in the ass a little bit in team fights later on. Everyone always asks me in these sort of games too, like if I want to swap. And I do not like swapping in these matchups because what happens, especially if there's a high pressure jungler like Day4, right? Happens if you go top lane as Kassadin is they just hold the wave on their side of the lane, they crash at early levels, and then they perma freeze on you, and you can't walk up. because you were one of the easiest champions in the world to gank pre-6. Post-6, it's a very different story. So this is kind of how the matchup goes, right? You can see I'm down quite a bit of CS. You do end up making it back later in the game, hopefully. But you need to respect her early game or else she's going to get all the CS and she's going to kill you. I'm just going for damage. I did that in probably the worst way possible. But we're going for trades to try and entice Shaco to come mid. That is exactly what ends up happening here. We have to respect the fact that she's going to hit 6 on these minions. We're going to try and bait her, because Shaco is near mid lane. We ult out to dodge that. Beautiful. Shaco comes mid with a very clean, very easy gank. He just presses E on her, as she trades very poorly. I feel like a lot of my games can be boiled down to just complete last hitting gore. And obviously I base here. I've been experimenting with build order. So the reason I TP top here is because top lane's wave is completely fucked. It's kind of weird, but essentially what's going to happen is this is going to, because there's more minions, we have more minions and it's near the neutral state of the lane, it's going to push towards Rise, and that entire time Riven's going to be missing TP. I know Riven's coming off a base and she has no problem going mid. I also looked at items and saw cloth armor on Rise, and I'm like, okay, I can go versus Rise. This is going to be completely fine. That's exactly what happens here. And I have a lot of stacks on my ult, so I feel comfortable setting up a dive. And I get like 90% of his HP, back off, and then go through on the redive. Very clean. Then I think I just crashed this wave in base. The only thing that sucks about this is like, I just base. This tilted me in game. I accidentally canceled my base. So we want to base and spend some gold. So we buy an amp tome, which is a little bit scuffed. But I don't mind building an amp tome on the way to Roa. And I think Riven is fine doing this lane swap because she doesn't really care who she lanes against. And what happens here... So I can't push out this top wave anyway. I will just get run down by Irelia. So I'm going to let Irelia freeze it, go mid, where I can contest the Rise, right? Especially because Riven left lane and she went bot. I think it's actually a mistake from Irelia to freeze here, honestly. She could have gotten plates, pressured the tower, or forced out Riven TP while she roamed. I'm perfectly happy playing versus this Rise. He literally has spent all of his pretty much all of his gold on armor and mana, and armor is a useless stat against me. Now, I believe I get this ward, and then I do something kind of psychotic here. So I wasn't paying attention. Did not see that Jarvan was in that brush. Although on I couldn't have seen it in game. On Spectator, there was a jungle pet that just walked out. I very easily could have died there. I think they misplayed. They didn't like chain CC correctly, or do all the damage. Let me take a base, I believe. Nope. next wave. That's a cannon wave, so we're fine basing. We'll miss like 2 minions, but it's not the end of the world. Base for a blasting one, and Riven does one of the most insane TPs I've ever seen. She TPs behind the Irelia, like miles deep in the jungle on a pink ward, and I believe kills her. Yeah, there's a lot of shenanigans going on all over the map. Irelia is dead. I'm just in a situation where I feel pretty comfortable sitting mid, hitting plates, and scaling. This is like, when you're playing versus an Irelia as Kassadin, this is like as good as you can hope the game state will be. And I don't know if this is good, because I didn't see how low the tower was. I think they probably could have hit tower and just killed me here. Although it would have been close. I probably would have killed the Jarvan before they did that. But I basically TP to deny plates and first tower. Then I do my patented sit in a brush and hope he face checks me. And I think I get a kill here, yeah. Beautiful. I don't know. And don't necessarily think that that flash usage is actually worth, but I don't think it matters. If you look at this game, my whole team's pretty ahead. Barring some catastrophe, we're pretty much going to win this game. I should have gotten a W on her to get mana back. And that TP was crazy. Because I overstay a little bit. Oh, excuse me, I just woke up. Because I overstay a little bit, I end up losing top tower, I believe, and we decided to get Symbiotic Souls this game. Reason for Symbiotic Souls, we've just been experimenting a lot with our boots choice. I think Symbiotic Souls are still pretty good. This game is a real argument for Tabbies, though. Tabbies or Sork shoes, wouldn't be wrong. And I am perfectly happy in this lane state. The only thing that I'm a little bit scared of here is I'm weak-sided. So if you look at where my entire team is, everyone's bot lane, and we do have vision of 3 of them. But it would be very easy for Irelia to come top here. Catch me out, especially because I have no tower. We do that just for the first strike proc. See Irelia mid, so we walk into fog. I've been, so you'll see in this game, I still don't have sweeper. I've talked to Hashiwa, who's currently the highest rated cast in North America. He's a big fan of sitting on wards for a little bit longer, so you have more safety in the side lane. So we see Irelia come up, which is what I was worried about. Excuse me. So we end up just getting this wave and then just running away. Honestly greedy for us to get the wave. We kite away because we know Irelia doesn't have vision. And the entire goon squad comes. Barely get out with our lives. And we base, and I think I just get like Fiendish Codex or something. Or I just buy nothing. I have no gold. I don't know. Sure, I had gold for Amp Tome there. So I think this is a mistake. I went mid to cover mid so we don't lose mid tower, but I'm not really sure in this situation whether or not I should be mid or top. I think holding tier 1 is okay, but you can see like MF came up pretty shortly. I think it would have been better to just go to top lane and prevent Irelia from getting solo tier 2 gold. Oh, I don't buy, I know I don't get an Amp Tome because I'm going Malignant second. I'm stupid, that's been my new adaptation. So I didn't have gold for blasting one, that's why. I think I TP here, so just in case they try and do some like Herald shenanigans. I'm gonna clear the wave. I don't think that's the greatest TP. I think that's a matter of me just like messing up my lane assignments to begin with. I didn't really accomplish much mid, I just split a couple waves of farm. But you can see with the lane swaps, with side laning, we were able to pretty much catch up to the Irelia and CS. I'm not walking up here because Irelia could very easily be in that brush. And you can see she was still top lane. I think I walk back, go bot here. So we're able to get Malignance. So I am strong enough to fight Irelia with a little bit of help. So I feel much better and safer against her. The reason I feel comfortable with this is because Malignance, in addition to helping your damage out a lot, is almost like a pseudo-defensive item. Your ult CD isn't only your biggest source of damage, right? It's also your biggest source of safety. And so having a lower ult CD means you can pretty much get away from anyone in conjunction with the 90% slow. So I didn't ult on the wave because I had a feeling she was in that brush. I was basically just baiting for Shaco. The ult is a little bit early, so something interesting that happens is every Irelia and their mother, they'll do this thing where they go W, and then they'll go Q, 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 Q. So I was trying to time ult on these minions in conjunction with when she'd be Q, 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 Qing, and she just held it for a really long time, which it wouldn't have made a difference either way, it's just a prediction that I was attempting to do. So, I mean, you can see this game, we're not really doing anything fancy, we're not trying to force anything too aggressively. We're just sitting back, farming, and trying to get as strong as possible. Being opportunistic about the kills and stuff we get. This game got sketchy for a couple minutes because, well, their whole team kind of outscales me pretty well. And we kept getting picked randomly in bad situations. We had a bad death in a team fight. I think we have one death this game. But I don't know why I did that. That was psychotic. Oh, I just realized the Rel in that team fight, the Rel was trying to peel the Irelia and her ult missed on Irelia. That sucks. I remember this team fight, and this is kind of what team fights were. Like, Irelia just could do whatever she wanted. It's just because, like, I can't fight her. We didn't have reliable peel for MF. She doesn't have an enchanter. So she could basically just press R and Q, and then auto both Misfortune and I to death 2v1. We didn't have enough damage to kill her. So we had to play the team fights around her. Super, super sketchy. That's what I mean when I say, like, Thanos champion. I think in my casting guide, I literally wrote for, Irelia, Thanos champion, do not interact. She just beats you at every stage in the game unless you're, like, ungodly ahead of her. And even then, it's sketchy. I've had some insane things happen. I'll have, like, 6 kills, and there's, like, an 0-5 Irelia, and you walk up and just die. But we can't really contest until our team's back up and they retake vision in the area. So what we're doing is just pushing top. We have synchronized souls. We have a strong 1v1 on the rise. Honestly, looking back, I probably would have preferred me staying top here a little bit longer and just like messing with the rise. End up taking a TP here. I think is fine too. So we misexecute this fight. I do an RE and I hit no one. And I'm like tunnel visioned on the Sona. That last ult forward was really bad. So I think it would have been better. What I should have done is R here. Just go on the Irelia, right? I was like way too tunneled on the Sona. So we get the Irelia, and then if I ult here and then I E ult, right? I'm gonna get a bunch of damage off and give them time for my team to catch up. But instead, I like solo dive the Sona, which I think is fine, but that last ult is terrible. I should just be ulting away here. I was trying to ult into brush so I would break line of sight, and I miss. And I just get one shot. My team's still able to clean up the fight, but that should have been a much cleaner team fight. And we end up giving the Yunara, presumably I had a shutdown. Yeah, I had a 450 gold shutdown. That being said, we still feel very strong this game. Waiting to show on the wave just because it's very easy for this champion to catch me out. You see Shaco fighting, so we try and go follow up, but he ends up just dying. This is what I mean. So we end up getting wiped, not too much we could do. And I believe they get a free Otacon off this. So I just go to push mid, because I'm not contesting that. I miss a cannon, unfortunately, -1. See the TP go off? I'm not sure whether it's Irelia or Rise. And we try and make a vision in fog and make a prediction that he's walking up for the wave to push it. End up missing, which is fine. Very low risk for us because we know no one's there. Do they not do Otacon here? They just push for tier 2? No, J4 just solos it, okay. Now, I end up in a crazy flanking position because they greed and overstay in the map, and I think we wipe them here before Drake spawns. You can see it's me and Riven, there's an Sona, and it's Irelia. You know, 4v1, 5v2. So I don't know about getting that particular item in this game at this stage. I think it's really easy for me to die this game. They have point and click CC and then a lot of like follow-up CC that's easy to land, so why I'm kind of like iffy on Megice without Zhonya's. I think Zhonya's is kind of a necessary evil here. Now, I see everyone there, but I'm not going to go in because my whole team is bot side. There's no point. That ult. I think I actually give the crab over to Shaco. Yeah, good guy Cassidon, just giving my jungle farm. It gives him more stats than it does me. Then I go for top wave. Yeah. pick on Yunara. Somehow get vision of Irelia. I don't know if that's a spectator bug or we actually get vision of Irelia. Beautiful. Now I see the blood in Irelia's eyes on the solo AD carry hitting midwave, and I was thinking I would go cover her. 'Cause I'd be thinking the same thing. I'd be like, oh, she's greeting for midwave. Now I'm looking to hover. I have like 0 Baron DPS, but I can do a lot in a team fight. I kinda AFK for 2 seconds here. And we get a crazy wombo combo with Rel, MF, and just wipe them. From this position, it's super easy to clean up, you know. And this is kind of like what you do on Kassadin. You don't need to do anything super crazy. Unless you're me and you're psychotic like this, actually. I just ult flash on Yunara with like no ult stacks. No objective up aside from the Baron we're already getting. I just did that to assert mental dominance. I don't think it's worth it at all. Because now I have no ult flash for tower dives, which a lot of times you want a tower dive on Kassadin when you are sieging. TP bot here, because what I want to do is push in bot wave and then rotate to mid to follow up my team. And usually with Baron buffs, you want to get at least 2 lanes of pressure, right? Because what you do, it's very easy to rotate between lanes when you're so close to the base and you have so much control over the game and vision. So what you do is you, as Kassadin, I'll often, push in this wave, and then I'll sit in the middle here and try and catch someone rotating between. I won a game the other day by doing that and killing a Sivir and initiating a team fight, which it got me like a quadra kill or something. And the other thing is jungles love to do this. They love to hover between the lanes and just cover someone if they try and contest you. So like as Irelia, she might get in her head, hey, even though this Kassadin is level 18, I can still probably beat him 1v1, which is 100% true. Like there's really good odds she can 1v1 me 3 levels down. Because she still has 3 items and she's still Irelia, right? Now, this team fight ends up going south. So I just decide I'm just going to push bot lane. Instead of jumping in, losing all my Magi stacks, inting another shutdown. And I don't know if I get tower and inhib or just tower. I get inhib too. Okay. I think using my ult's pretty dangerous right here, because you want it to be as low stacks as possible. I greeted a little bit. I think I take a base, because I probably have gold for Magi's. Or, Zanya's, yeah. I mean, you can do this cheese thing, which is good in some games, where you do, like, arm guard into Zanya's, like, very quickly. Once you use these arm guard active. But I was also sitting on 1650, and there's nothing else I can really buy. I want to make sure I'm using my stats. Nice. So, thing that happened with that play, I see jungler, I kill jungler. Our Dragon Soul is about to spawn. And that pretty much secures it for my team. Arguably went a little bit too deep. If my MF wasn't there, I could have very easily inted. She was going to cover me with her R, right? So, out of Zanya's, if they continue trying to kill me and staying around, MF just presses R and just rains hell on them, and there's nothing they can really do. I'm like addicted to killing this Sona. I chase this Sona all over hell and back. Look at this. I just need my ult to reset. And her to not be too far away before my ult resets, because I can get 3 ults off and cover a lot of distance. I use my W on the wave. And then we get a kill. The game is pretty much over. We wipe them with a wave pushing in bot lane. We have minions. Um, I don't even know if I get in the picture by the time we end, but we're pretty sure, yeah, surely we end right here. Yeah. And GG, that's a relatively clean game. It's been a while since we got on Domisum. You can see we did a lot there, even though our kill score wasn't the highest. Lots of damage, and this is the gold graph over time. This is new, actually. I don't know when they started doing that. But GG. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and have a wonderful day.